Well, David, here we are. Neither of us have the shirts on. I'm at work. You're hanging, but I got the hat on to represent you today. So I'm looking forward to this. Joseph is a very good competitor, but so are you. You have the skills. I'm excited for this. How are you feeling about this match, though?
Yeah, I am so excited for this. I've watched. Yeah, I know Joseph is a really good competitor. I can't wait to face him. It's gonna be tough. I know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just try my best. Like, I have to do better in round one, I think, and then I think I'm pretty good all the way. So let's see how it goes.
Perfect. That's all we ask. We ask you to do your best, but we know that your best is really, really good. So let's do this. I think you're ready. I'm ready. Let's roll.
Let's rock on.
This is going to be intense. David's been making a huge run with the Full Metal singles, and I'm scared. So I'm just going to try my best, hope for the best. Hopefully there's no opponent's choice. Hopefully doesn't end in a TKO or KO, because let's go. I'm ready for it. But good luck, David. It's gonna be tense playing you, but we'll do our best to give a great game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Singles. It is the next match on the road to the title. Winner of this match will play in a number one contenders match. And here today we have a Fun DMC versus Club Dread match. We have diehard David Nishimoto versus the former Full Metal Singles champion and current Full Metal Teams champion, Joseph the Algorithm Olivas. I am your host, Jake Meltzer, but I could not do this alone. In honor of it being a Fun DMC versus Club Dread matchup, I have another Club Dread representative joining me today. You know him, you love him. It is Scott, the Esquire Harvey. Scott, what are your thoughts on this really fascinating match?
Yeah, no. First of all, I'm excited to be here. I don't get to host that much, so the fact that I'm here and that it's such a high level match, such an intense match, as Joseph said, is exciting. But yeah, this is obviously a matchup of two titans. Joseph, it doesn't even need to be said what all he can do. We've seen it over the years. He doesn't have anything to be scared about, despite his promo. I think he can take on anyone. And David, yeah, I mean, I remember watching David when he would just pop up on Full Metal Classic every now and then, and that was like the extent of his trivia appearances. And always thinking, well, look, if this guy ever decided to seriously get into this, he's going to steamroll through everybody, and that's what we've seen this year. So this is going to be a great matchup. David had a close one last time with Corey, and I'm expecting that this is going to be another close one today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just ready to get into it. So without further ado, let's introduce our competitors. Introducing first, with a record of 4 wins and 0 defeats, it is diehard David Nishimoto. And his opponent, with a record of 7 wins, 2 defeats, it is the current Full Metal Teams champion and the former Full Metal Singles champion, Joseph the Algorithm Olivas. All right, competitors. We will begin with round number 1. Your rules for round number 1. Each competitor will get 8 questions from 8 different categories. You will have 15 seconds to write an answer down on your whiteboard. After that time is up, you will both show your answer and say what you wrote. If you get the question correct, it will be worth 1 point. And if you answer all 8 questions correctly, you will receive a bonus question. So, gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah, good luck, Joseph.
Good luck, David.
All right, let's get into the first question. Scott, would you care to do the honors?
I would love to. Gentlemen, your first question is going to come in the category of horror. Who directed the horror classics Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, and Bride of Frankenstein?
So have you seen any of these?
Not the ones that this is referring to, I think.
Yeah, I've only seen 2020's Invisible Man. So I
was going to ask you if you'd ever married Frankenstein. But...
It's Frankenstein. 2, 1. Pens down. I will go to Joseph first.
James Whale.
And David.
James Whale.
Both correct. All right, question 2 in the category of comedy. In The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, what international figure was the target of assassination?
I don't know about you, Jake, but this is possibly one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Really, I would not have expected that from you.
This
It's
is
been a
not
long
random.
time since it's been a long time for me, but I remember really enjoying it. Definitely do a rewatch. 4,
It's a fun one.
2, 1. Shout out Reggie Jackson in this one. David
The Pope.
and Joseph.
I remember liking it more than Airplane. Queen Elizabeth of England.
I'm not sure we can accept it.
I don't know if we can take that because it's specifically Queen Elizabeth II.
Okay.
If you had just said Queen of England, that would have been acceptable. But yeah, it's the specific Queen Elizabeth. So unfortunately, we can't give Joseph the point. So Scott, if you want to give him the next question.
Sure. All right, guys. Your third question comes in the category of Westerns. What 80s Western, based on the Johnson County War, starred Kris Kristofferson, Christopher Walken, and Isabelle Huppert? I don't know if you watched the recent Your List Sucks, Jake, but someone referred to Isabelle Huppert's film Elle as comedy, which was interesting.
I did not watch. I heard about it. I haven't seen the movie, but something tells me from the subject matter, definitely not a comedy. 4,
Not at all.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. I will go to Joseph first.
Early Willem Dafoe role. Heaven's Gate.
And David.
Heaven's Gate.
The box
Both
office
correct.
smash.
Yes, the legendary blockbuster Heaven's Gate. Question 4 in the category of fantasy sci-fi. Who plays the villainous Lord Protheon in the 2000 film Dungeons and Dragons? You a big D&D guy, Scott?
Not at all. Never played it once.
No interest?
Seems like there's quite a learning curve that I just probably wouldn't have the patience for.
My brother used to play. He was a big fan. It's like a lot of famous people do play it. It's good for storytelling. Pens down. I will go to David first.
I was really hyped to watch this one. Jeremy Irons.
And Joseph.
I was not. Jeremy Irons.
Even still, you both got it correct.
All right, guys, your fifth question is going to come in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the scores for Citizen Kane, Vertigo, and Taxi Driver?
So all these movies, pretty darn good, if I say so myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm not sure there's much room for disagreement on that point with these particular films.
Do you have a favorite?
Probably Vertigo.
That sounds probably mine too. All right, I will go to David first.
I don't have anything.
And Joseph.
You guys should have a conversation with Brian. Bernard Herrmann.
Bernard Herrmann is correct.
I have plenty
Hitchcock.
of conversations with Brian.
Hitchcock, good director. Newsflash. All right, next question in the category of animated. What holiday is being celebrated in the 2002 film 8 Crazy Nights?
Jake, if you had to count up all of the crazy nights that you've had in your life, how many would you say there have been?
Well, considering I lived in New York City for most of my 20s, the answer is definitely more than 8. And that is all I have to say about that. 5, 4,
More on the next
3,
question.
2, 1. Pens down. Joseph.
Sorry, I just saw a spider over there. I said Hanukkah.
And David.
I also said Hanukkah.
Thank the Lord, you're both correct. Adonai is happy.
Well, you didn't.
I can rest easy now as well.
All right, guys, your penultimate question of the round is going to come in the category of musicals. In Rent, according to the song Seasons of Love, how many minutes are there in a year?
I will say the number is under 365 nights. That would be why that.
Yeah,
That's
but I probably knew some people in college who had 365 nights just in college that were like that. So
that's fair. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to David.
Sounds right. 825,600.
And Joseph.
I guess a random number for the song, 100.
David, you're so close. It's 525,600 minutes. So, your final question in the round comes, as always, in plot summary. Name the film from the plot summary. With instructions from her deceased genius son's carefully crafted notebook, a single mother sets out to rescue a young girl from the hands of her abusive stepfather. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to make a joke out of this one.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm not even sure there are any jokes that can be made about this one.
Yeah, no. I hope to never encounter a situation like this, but I don't know. Scott, do you know any geniuses?
I believe there's 2 playing in this match right now. Just saying.
That is 100% fair. 1 pens down. Joseph.
I didn't have anything.
And David.
The Book of Henry?
The Book of Henry is correct. So as we end round number 1, Scott, what do you have as a score?
With that last question there, David ties it up at 5.
All right. We have a close game as we go to round number 2. Scott, if you would be so kind as to read the rules.
All right. I will be happy to do so. The rules for round 2, the leading competitor, or in this case, the higher ranked competitor, since we're tied, will decide whether to go first or second. The other player will decide whether they want to choose either red or black as their color. We will then spin the magical category wheel, and it will land on either a category or a color. If the color is spun, the competitor with the corresponding color will choose the category. If a category is spun, the competitor can choose to either keep the category or to spin again. And if they do choose to spin again, then they will be stuck with whatever they get on the second spin. From each category, the competitor will receive 4 questions worth 2 points each. Unless they go to multiple choice, then the point value goes down to 1. And steals are available if a question is answered incorrectly.
All right. So, gentlemen, your categories on tonight's wheel: sci-fi, family, Uma Thurman, stoner comedies, scores and soundtracks, romance, crime, 2002 films, films released in 2002. David's strength of post-1980 PG-rated sports movies. Managed to get that one out in one go. And Joseph's strengths of directed by Tim Burton. So with that, Joseph, you are the higher-ranked competitor. So you can decide whether you would like to go first or second.
Second, please.
Okay, so Anthony here for David's spin, as we will get that wheel spun now.
Nicely done, David.
Oh, thank you.
First
I
round.
should have got that 500. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And it lands on romance. So David, would you like to keep that or spin again?
I know it's not something you're scared of. There's not a lot on this wheel that you're really scared of.
Wait, what color did he pick?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
New color.
Sorry, that's my bad. David, you pick red or black?
Yeah, I'll go with red.
Okay, so at least it doesn't matter this time.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. If you decide to keep it or spin again.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I mean, it's in the middle. You could take it, you could leave it. There's a bunch of stuff. Is there more on this wheel you like more than romance? Because I don't think there's.
There is. I think I can, because I'm a little scared of like the oldies kind of romance movies question. So,
Yeah.
I think I'll take a chance to spin it again because I think there's a lot on the wheel that I like better.
There's a lot good.
Yeah.
And more modern would be rom-com, I would imagine. So
yeah. I'll spin again.
All right, so spin that wheel one more time.
Come on.
And it lands on stoner comedies.
Let's do it.
This is fun. I want to hear these questions.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. I think I'm asking these, right?
Yes, Scott. Would you do the honor of asking David his questions in stoner comedies?
Notorious stoner that I am. I would
Let's have a good time with this one. All right.
to do that. All right, David. Here are your questions in the category of stoner comedies. Your first question. What is the first name of Harold's neighbor that he has a huge crush on in the Harold and Kumar franchise?
I might know multiple choice. Yeah.
All right. Your options are A, Anita, B, Monica, C, Serena, or D, Maria.
D, Maria.
That is correct for 1 point.
It's like Mambo number 5 almost.
Exactly.
Your second question in the category of stoner comedies, David. What famous actress plays Wanda, one of Jesse and Chester's twin girlfriends in Dude, Where's My Car?
Jennifer Garner.
That's correct for 2 points. Your third question. In Half-Baked, Kenny is arrested for accidentally killing what animal by feeding it junk food?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, dog, B, cat, C, horse, or D, pig.
I missed what you said on C. What was this? Sorry.
C was horse.
Horse sounds the funniest. Horse.
That is correct for 1 point.
Sound logic.
The logic works. And your final question in the category of stoner comedies. What is the name of the orangutan Jay and Silent Bob take from the lab in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Oh my god. Multiple choice.
Is it A, Eleanor, B, Suzanne, C, Maud, or D, Dorothy?
B, Suzanne.
For 1 more point.
Ooh.
All right,
Okay,
so
I have
that
10 to 5 after David's spin.
yes, that is also what I have. So we will bring back the wheel for Joseph's spin. So want to give that a whirl. And it lands on scores and soundtracks. So Joseph, would you like to keep that or spin again? Need a decision relatively soon, Joseph.
I'll stay, please.
Okay, so I will be giving Joseph his questions in scores and soundtracks. So Joseph, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, your first question in scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Gladiator?
Hans Zimmer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. What classic rock song opens the film Dazed and Confused? Personal favorite of the hosts.
I definitely would have known this.
I did write this question, so
Not
very much on the
surprised.
brain for me too. Go 5, 4,
Multiple choice, please.
3. All right, your multiple choice options are A, sweet emotion, B, paranoid, C, slow ride, or D, school's out. Five.
Sweet emotion.
4. For 1 point, that is correct. Next question. What electronic music group composed the scores for the 80s films Thief, Risky Business, and Legend?
Tangerine Dream.
That is correct for 2 more points.
Jesus.
That Risky Business score slaps.
So does
No.
Thieves.
Yeah, they both are fantastic. All right, your final question in scores and soundtracks. Sean Combs, then known as Puff Daddy, recorded the song Come With Me for which 90s action film?
I'll need multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are A, Bad Boys, B, Godzilla, C, Volcano, or D, Independence Day.
Bad Boys?
That is incorrect. So, David, with a chance for 1 point steal, your options again are A, Bad Boys, B, Godzilla, C, Volcano, or D, Independence Day.
Godzilla.
That is correct for 1 point and the lead going into round number 3. As I have 11 to 10 in David's favor.
Yep.
So as we get into round number 3, it is the deep cut round. There will be a wheel spun to determine the movie for each question. There are 8 movies on the wheel. For each movie, there will be 1 question worth 2 points and 2 questions worth 4 points apiece. There is no multiple choice available and no stealing. Players will have the option to respin only once in round 3. And the player behind will start answering questions first. Once that player ties or moves ahead of their opponent, the other player will get their first question. And each player will go back and forth answering their questions until a player is mathematically eliminated. So, gentlemen, your 8 movies for this match are Galaxy Quest, Demolition Man, Alien, Class Act, The Great Race, The Sting, Phantasm, and a personal favorite of mine and Scott's, Hereditary. We know, David.
We saw that face.
Yeah, we saw that. All right. So, David, despite that, we are going to move ahead. So, Joseph, because you are behind, you will be spinning first. So we can bring the wheel up for round number 3.
There's a name.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
And it lands on Class Act. So, Joseph,
Sure.
would you like to keep that?
Yes, please.
All right.
Jake, you still gonna ask him?
I'll still ask Joseph his questions here. So, all right, Joseph, your 2-pointer in Class Act. Who plays Ellen?
Karen Parsons.
That is correct for 2 points. So we will switch over to David here for his 2-pointer.
All right. Do something good.
Come on. Ooh. Let's go.
And Demolition Man.
I better not fuck this up.
I mean, it's a
I
2-pointer.
think I know where you're going here.
I'll
right.
stay.
Yeah, stay on this. You got this.
All right, David, your 2-pointer in Demolition Man. Who plays Chief Earl?
Bob Gunton.
That is correct for 2 points.
So we will once again go back to Joseph for his first 4-point spin. And now we will give this one a whirl. It lands on the Sting. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I watched it today. Let's hope it pays off. I'll take it, please.
All right, Joseph, your first 4-pointer in the Sting. What hand did Doyle Lonigan have in his final poker game against Gondorf?
4 9s.
Would have accepted 4 of a kind, but that is correct for 4.
I wasn't sure if you
big
needed
points.
specific because it's a deep cut round, so I said it just in case. But yeah,
And
all right.
a good thing you were right. So that will send it back to David for his first 4-pointer.
Ooh, what is that? Oh, okay.
I know you're looking for Alien is a lot in there,
Just
but
gets to Alien.
how do you feel about this? It's your first one, but this is a tight game. You feel all right with it?
Yeah, I feel all right with it.
You want to stay with this and maybe use the respin on the last question if needed?
Yeah, I'll sit
All
with it.
Cool.
All right, David. Your 4-point question in Alien. When asked what was the last thing he remembered before waking up, Kane says he had a horrible dream about what?
Five, 4, 3,
I'll do one repeat.
2. All right.
I think
Think
his
that's your first. Yep.
When asked what was the last thing he remembered before waking up, Kane says he had a horrible dream about what?
Five, 4,
Somebody grabbing him, his
3,
face down.
2.
That is incorrect. You are in the ballpark, but the correct answer is smothering.
Oh, okay.
So we go to David's last 4-pointer.
All right. Shake that off.
It's okay.
This one. Make them answer.
And it's the Great Race. So, David, would you like to keep that or spin again?
I feel you do. You kept the respin, so you have the chance if you're not feeling great about it.
I just watched this yesterday. I do feel okay. Well, it feels a lot better than Alien, I think. This one. Yeah. There's a movie I don't want here, so.
If you feel decent, if you feel pretty good about it, and there's some like 2 or 3 on there you really would rather not have.
I took a lot of notes for this one, so yeah, I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, I think that's the move.
Okay.
And Jake, just to be clear, I asked the second question.
Yes, the second 4-pointer.
Okay. All right, David, to stay alive and send it back to Joseph to hit his final 4-pointer. Your question is, when they get to Russia after getting rescued from the floating ice, what does Max suggest Professor Fate give to the townspeople to make them friendlier?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Second one.
When they get to Russia after getting rescued from the floating ice, what does Max suggest Professor Fate give to the townspeople to make them friendlier?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Last one.
When they get to Russia after getting rescued from the floating ice, what does Max suggest Professor Fate give to the townspeople to make them friendlier?
Tell them like the Russian word for friends.
And your winner, Joseph, the algorithm Olivas. We were looking for beads.
Oh my.
Give them beads. So,
Okay.
wow, that was a really intense, close match. So, with that, we will go to our unfortunate second place finisher today for post-match interviews. So, can bring in Anthony. David,
Yeah.
you played really well. You proved that you belong with the likes of the former champion and Joseph. The questions just didn't go your way in round 3. It happens to everybody. But overall, how are you feeling about your performance in the match today?
Well, I mean, I felt pretty good until round 3. Yeah, I mean, Joseph did a lot of good pulls throughout the whole match. I mean, round 3, I took a lot of notes for these movies, but I think it was just like, I guess those 2 questions just slipped my mind. So I wish I could take it back, but I wish I could respin again, but it is what it is. So that was a good game.
I think you played really well. I mean, you took the lead after round 2. You got a really nice steal there. You tied in round 1. Round 3, it's luck of the draw. The question you get, the movie you get, it might just be something, hey, this is the one thing you didn't take a note on because there's so much in the deep cut. But everyone knows you are ridiculously skilled. You proved that in the round 1, round 2, you kept it with him back and forth. And he still had to hit a 4-pointer to keep up to it. He only had 1 question left. It's not like he was able to just answer 2 and be good. So you did what you need to do. You showed you're skilled. I mean, everyone knows it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm this player, but I kind of feel a little bit like Chris Paul a little bit because I keep going to like the semifinals or whatever, and I keep not getting there. So
look, man, you're still in your first year of doing this. Though. When you get to be in year 15 or whatever Chris Paul's in, then we can talk. But I think you're going to get to the
I just still look like you're 21.
I am Chris Paul's age a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah. So David, you are 4-1. I have a feeling you will be back later this year. Is there in contention once again for the championship? Is there somebody out there that you'd like to play the next time you get in the ring?
Not really. I mean, I would like to play Joseph again for sure. But yeah, I mean, not really to send anybody to call out right now. Just whoever's next.
All right. Well, you came close. Congratulations on getting this far as a fellow faction member. I am proud to call you a faction member. You played great today. Just came up short against an incredible competitor. And speaking of that incredible competitor, I would like to bring in our winner for today's match, Joseph. Joseph, you look like you were miserable in your pre-match promo. For lack of a better word, you looked very nervous. You just looked very nervous, very kind of a little shaky, I'll admit, at the beginning, but you pulled it together in the end, as you seemingly always do. How are you feeling now that this is over?
A little bit of a relief, but not really, because I still have another match to play against whoever's next. It's I'll let you say, but I thought the Queen Elizabeth II one was going to cost me because we would have been tied in going into round 3, so that would have put that would not have put as much pressure on me because we could both like afford to miss if that became the case with the questions. But oh my gosh, yeah, I guess honestly the deep cuts question rounds, like Anthony and David were saying, they get deep and they're tough, and so you can only do so much and just hope for the best for the movies. I was fortunate enough to get a movie that I just saw today, so like that definitely helps. But even so, I watched The Great Race last night, and I also didn't get the beads questions. So like movies, like it's just all a matter of like planning what movies to see and like how to take notes, because for a 2.5 hour plus long movie, it was not easy. So yeah, but anyway, good game to David. I was super nervous going into round 3 and throughout round 2 because like you can't afford to miss against him or have points deficit against him. So like, okay, but like this is a little bit of relief for me. A little bit more. I'm able to breathe a little more easily after this match, but it was not an easy one because David's a great player, and I look forward to see what he does next.
Yeah, Scott, do you have any questions for Joseph?
No, I mean, are you looking forward to your next match? Do you want that Wild Stallion Civil War again?
Yes, I do.
So you want that Wild Stallion Civil War. You are going to have to go through either Robert Kastner or Kirk Kolakowski in a number 1 contenders match. So what are your thoughts on either of those potential matchups?
Kirk rarely misses a deep cuts question. So like if I play against him, I know he's going to hate me for it, but I would rather play against him having movie release dates as my strength to scare him, because I want to keep a lead over him and not make him get closer to me in round 3 because he is scary in that round. Sorry, Kirk. But on the other
giving
hand,
other people hints on how to beat our competitors here, Joseph.
Sure, he's never lost to Jeremy Adams in the movie release dates category like a couple of years ago. So yeah, But yeah, the Robert, I've seen his matches. He's been on a tear with his matches. He's also very scary in round 3. So, oh boy, I'd be more relieved if I played Kirk just because it would stay in the faction, the number 1 contenders match. But I'll do my best to go against Robert.
Yeah, so, all right, congratulations once again, Joseph. You can breathe a little bit before the number 1 contenders match. Please breathe. I implore you. I don't want you to get yourself too wound up. There you go. Woosa. That's it. All right, so with that, Scott, this was a barn burner. For sure. Really exciting match. Both of these guys proving that they belong at the top of Full Metal, in my opinion. What do you make of the match overall?
Yeah, it was a great match. I mean, David doesn't need to be too disappointed. He made it this far. And look, if you are still in your first year, like I was saying, and you are making Joseph that worried like before the match, then you're doing something right. And I do feel like David's gonna get there eventually. And Joseph, look, he's a beast. He does what he does. And he's still got one more match to play, but it's looking like we may have another shot at that Wild Stallions rematch in Civil War. And I know that that's something that Joseph and Brian would both enjoy playing again. But yeah, it's going to be tough whoever he has to face next as well.
Yeah, definitely can't take the Wild Stallion Civil War for granted because he's going to have a really tough match in the number 1 contenders match. But with that, we will get out of here. For Scott, for David, for Anthony, for Joseph, I am your host, Jake Meltzer. This has been another episode of Full Metal Trivia, and have a good one, guys.